When a gentleman goes on a blind date, or on a first date, his conduct should be to the highest standards. He would also do well to remember a couple of time-honored traditions when dressing for the occasion. First of all, overdress. If the venue or activities for the date almost guarantee your clothing will be made dirty or drenched, don't overdress. But other than that, even if it's a barbecue or a spaghetti dinner, unless you're helping in the kitchen or at the grill, you should overdress. Because so many Americans have taken casual to its sloppiest extremes, overdressing nowadays is actually very easy. At the amusement park or at miniature golf, wearing slacks rather than jeans or shorts will set you apart from more than half the gentlemen there. I'm speaking from personal experience. I, for one, don't leave the house in a shirt that has no collar. That's a personal preference, but I can tell you if a gentleman who's always seen in a t-shirt arrives for his date in a button-up woven or a short-sleeved knit shirt, it demonstrates he's taking the date seriously. An accompanying sweater or lightweight jacket looks better on a gentleman than a windbreaker or rain slicker during colder months. Loafers are the go-to casual shoe if you're trying to zhuzh up your footwear. Lastly, I always don a pair of Fort Belvedere Shadow striped socks. They're a perfect touch of color for an outfit, and they're very eye-catching. I've included a link to Fort Belvedere's online store below. The second tip when dressing for a date is: there are a few instances when overdressing can put you at a disadvantage. Although I usually wear a sport coat when I take Nancy on a date, if we're going to the ballpark and sitting in the hot sun, I'll opt to leave the sport coat at home. If you're taking your date to a biker bar or some other venue where the clientele is likely to be hostile to an overdressed gentleman, for your safety and your date's safety, dress for the occasion. That being said, it's even more important to dress properly for formal dates. If the date is a black tie affair, you'll naturally want to wear a tuxedo. Furthermore, you'll need to let your date know so they can dress accordingly. Some restaurants demand gentlemen diners wear a jacket. Some even insist upon neckties. There's nothing wrong with calling an establishment or the host of your party to inquire how everyone will be dressed, even if it's just a weenie roast on the beach. And the final tip a gentleman should consider when dressing for a date is: dress with respect. You're not watching the game at your buddy's apartment or shooting some stick at the bar down at the end of the street. You're on a date with another person. Shave, comb your hair, brush your teeth, wash your face, put on deodorant, and maybe a subtle cologne. Your underwear should remain out of view, and if all your shoes are sneakers, at least put on a clean pair that coordinates with your outfit. A date is a special occasion, so show your date you're appreciative of their time by dressing respectfully. Now here's a few suggestions for gentlemanly conduct on a date. Number 1, open doors. Regardless of your date's gender, open all of their doors. Car doors, restaurant doors, any door that impedes their progress. This will make you memorable. I've overheard gentlemen getting a tongue lashing from wives and girlfriends for not opening doors after they watch me open a door for Nancy. The second tip is: listen more, talk less. This is an especially good tip for a gentleman lacking chemistry with his date. If that happens, remain polite and continue to make your date as comfortable as possible. Do not end the date early due to lack of interest. Your date is a person with feelings just like you, and those feelings might include a growing attraction to you. What's more, by listening with a dispassionate ear, you may discover this person would be a good ally further down the road. Let me tell you a story about my buddy Herman. On a date with a girl he met online, she told him she had no interest in him. He decided to go through with the date as planned and conducted himself with the grace expected of a gentleman. She was so impressed with his maturity that she asked, could she give his number to her girlfriend who she thought would be perfect for him? Something that wouldn't have happened had he thrown a tantrum. And the final tip for conducting yourself like a gentleman on a date is: have a plan B. It's always a good idea to have a second restaurant and or venue in mind for a date. In this age of lockdown, it's an especially good idea. Shortened hours and limited seating are part of the new normal. Restrictions can change so quickly that from the time you place a reservation to the time you go on the date, an establishment may have had to restrict their capacity or shut down altogether. Being prepared is something I'd expect of any gentleman, and if he has alternate plans on the fly for a fun evening, he's more likely to get a second date. As always, I hope you'll open a discussion in the comments section. Together, let's define what makes a gentleman in the 21st century. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and while you're at it, why not check out my other channel, Fat 50 and Running a Marathon. If you have any interest in physical fitness, it'd be a great place for you. Cheers!